Good afternoon, TMAS. John Burke from the Karate Academy. What we're here to show is a little bit of application to kata movements from karate. And unfortunately, it doesn't get very acrobatic. It's going to be a lot more close in. And the first thing we get into is learning about the context that kata bunkai must take place in. So the context can be that we have someone stood all the way out there and they're coming in with Oizuki Chudan and we're going to step out. But when we do that, that's really for demonstration and for practice timing and the like. And what we really want to be using the same kind of move for is this kind of thing. It's the same move, just applied in a different kind of context. So for the sake of the students up here, the first thing we're going to do is get used to a little bit of contact, and so everyone's going to have the most common attack in the world, the big right hook coming in at them, and we just stop that in its simplest form, and that way after they've done that then they can cut down the level of the attack so that they can actually keep their limbs intact for the rest of the demo. Simple is good. So once you've done that a couple of times, you just don't want to do too many more attacks. So now we're going to ask the attackers to cut down the level of their attack so that we can actually move on and show some of the applications, the things we want to do. First attack, the first response that a lot of people learn in karate is the low section block, or more correctly, the low section sweep. And it can be applied from all sorts of situations. Once we've got that big right hook coming in, we'll stop that, then the low section sweep is very, very useful. We can let them roll, or we can lock up the arm and keep them in. Then once they're yours, instead of coming down to their level to punch in the head, it's nicer if we can stay upright ourselves and apply something here that's going to keep us with our eyes and ears open about what's going on around us. Not everything's a big right hook though. A lot of people are going to get grabbed. First thing I want to be is not directly in front of the person who's trying to hit me. So we quite like to move to what we call the blind side, which is over here. Then from here, we can apply any move from any kata. So our low section sweep then becomes a strike. We have a workshop on mat 3 at 2:15. Where we can take your questions and basically come at us with whichever kata, whatever move that you haven't got an application for or you just like an alternative application for, and we'll be happy to show the different kinds of ways that that move can be used. One of the common ones we get asked for.
The production crew and the line dance team, please make their way to the back of the hall on mat 1 to meet up with Julian Dale. Thank you.
It's from the start of Pinan Shodan or Heian Nidan, where people often get seen to stand this way. And they'll go saying it's for blocking a chair or something. We want to use it a little bit more practically. That one there was the hook punch, now we just go for a straight. A lot of you have seen joint locks and things shown, and what we need to watch out for is the level of compliance. If Richard doesn't want me to bend his arm, he's not going to bend it for anyone. So we need to give him a little tap first. Then that arm bends and can be manipulated. But if you don't give him a tap, he wasn't bent. So we like to find things that are going to work in a close-in situation. When we aim, you can aim for the face, or you can aim very, very specifically. If we miss the specific target, we're still going to catch something good. If you aim for the face and miss, you get nothing. So we're going to aim for very, very specific targets in the sure knowledge that if we miss, what we will get will be good enough. Couldn't rely on just poking his face with my finger in the middle of a fight, but it does help to show the level of compliance that's necessary. This way, he doesn't want to turn his head, and he's not going to do that. He's very strong. But come to the right place, and he goes easy. We'll just give it the littlest tap now. With the smallest tap, we get such a big reaction. To make these anatomically vulnerable positions become available to us, they have to become available while we're moving. It can't just be that we stand still and come around and poke the place to try and get there. Instead, we've got to look at how we reach it while we're moving about. And strangely, every position that we come to ends up looking like a traditional karate movement, all of which have been classified and